You know, Marshall, I think, is taking you through the workshop about defining your core customer. And to me, the brand promise is really personal. And getting to know your core customer and personalizing that customer so that you have a feeling of what that person really needs is fundamental to growing the business. And then the question we're going to explore today is, what are the promises we make to that customer that helps differentiate us from everybody else out there? And here's why it's personal to me. I was working in the Netherlands in a place called Maastricht, 2 hours train ride from Amsterdam. The woman that I wanted to come be with me and become my partner in life was in Amsterdam. And I was trying to convince her to come with me. So what's my brand promise to her to have her come with me? 3 promises. Come with me and we can see the world together. Number 2, come with me and you can finish your degrees in the United States. And number 3, come with me and I will love you forever. A brand promise has to be measurable. We've delivered number 1. We've seen the world in 15 countries. Delivered on number 2. She has 3 degrees from the United States. I'm working on the 3rd. Now, but am I delivering on the 3rd? Just last week she said to me, you know, my friend Karen, I really like because I can always count on her, she's steady. She's just like you. And I go, yeah, I'm delivering because she can count on me. So if you take that story and you look at it in terms of what we're trying to do today, then personalizing the customer. I knew who Angeline was and who I was trying to talk to, and I knew what promises I could make and deliver on, and that differentiated me, I think, from every other person out there. So that's what we're trying to do for the business. So today we're looking at what is your lead promise, and that structure that I just talked to you about. The lead promise is, I will love you forever. It was the 3rd because I was leading up to that. The other 2 were supporting promises. How do we measure it? I gave you an example. So we'd like to have it measurable so that you know that you really delivered it. And so let's talk about some examples. How many of you have flown Southwest? Excellent. And so their promises are, we'll give you low fares, we'll have a lot of fun while you're flying with us and checking in and such, and lots of flights. Did you have fun?
They tried.
I think in airlines it's relative, right? I just checked the website before I came to this meeting. They've got a list of flights about that long, all of them cheaper than the competition that I know about. So they're certainly delivering on 2 of those. Starbucks coffee, what's their brand promise?
We'll remake it if you don't like it.
It will be the best drink you've had. If we don't deliver it, we will make it for you. We'll make it right. You tell us and we'll make it right. So you telling us is part of the deal here. One of the things that's important about the brand promise is you really do have to deliver it. And so what does it take within the organization in terms of the 4 decisions that we've talked about, as well as all the other systems in the business, to be able to make sure that we consistently deliver the promises. So after we define the promise, we'll look at the systems and we'll work through what has to be changed in terms of people, strategy, execution, and cash to deliver the promise. Now, one of the things I can promise you is we probably won't clearly define it today. It's an ongoing process, but we will get started. And it will go as far as we can in this exercise. So the exercise that we'd like to do today is to start this process to define what is the lead promise and then 2 supporting promises. In order to do that, then we'd like to have you do this exercise. Let me take a minute to draw this picture similar to that. So we've got the customer here, a nice fat customer, can buy a lot from us. And then we'd like to define the lead promise there, and then its supporting promises. And then I'd like to be able to support a KPI for each one of those.
What's the KPI?
The kept promises indicator.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Can't give you 5
Is that?
That's as good as I've seen in person.
Do you agree?
Yeah. Grant, I'm sorry, but I'm struggling with the iceberg thing, and I'm not sure I understand what you were trying to tell me there. Can you just go back and,
Want
I
to
don't
go back to the
understand how,
slide?
yeah, that works, because,
Okay.
why is on the top, and, what about our core processes? Can you connect that for me, please?
Well, the brand promise is what you keep, is what you're promising. But the question is, what do you need in terms of the systems to make sure you can handle that? And one of the examples you've heard in previous workshops we've done, and in fact we talked about it earlier today, is this company Rackspace. And they promised that they could answer every person's call within 3 rings. But they found they didn't have the telephone system or the approach that would actually allow them to do that. So they had to reconstruct their whole phone system. So they went back into their processes. In addition, if you look at our people component, they had to go back and train the people to be able to know that that was the brand we're trying to deliver, and that they had to actually execute it, and then measure the people accordingly. And so that's one example.
But we have over 250 processes in this company. How are we gonna do that? Are we gonna have to go and review all of them?
Well,
or-
the process basically is this. I'd like to have us go through this exercise today. What I'm going to do is to ask you, using 3 sticky notes each, to write down what you think the brand promises are that you'd like to have with your customers, the ones that will differentiate you from all of your competitors, what are the strengths. We'll work those through. And then after that, we'll have a workshop that we put those in some priorities. We look at what we'd like to have as brand promises. And then we'll systematically go back and look at the different elements, the 4 decisions. And of all those 230 processes of what they are, I bet you can tell us the ones that you might need to change to be able to match that promise. So we'll have systematically take a look at those exercises. Okay. Any other questions?